One of the important things I think Adam and I have both realized in the last few years is building a coaching community, that it's not just, well, to get the best benefit, it's not just one coach with one student and it's almost the Lone Ranger, there's no wider relationships. I think, and I believe, there's a lot of information that can be shared amongst shooters. Obviously we have Clay Shooting USA as a magazine sharing information, but within a coaching environment, and with technology as well, as we know, I travel around the world to many different places, how we can actually bring people together as groups to benefit off each other.
Absolutely.
And something I started last year and now have it officially running this year is actually a coaching program where I bring people together in groups, and through maybe private WhatsApp groups, we can be sharing information. And actually, even before recording this video today, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, but there have been a dozen messages, people talking about the World FITASC in England, and those that went last year, what do targets look like in the background? The target in England is going to probably look very different to a target in Arizona or somewhere. And so
absolutely,
bringing that experience, that shared experience, one of the things I try to do within my coaching programs is bring like-minded people that I know are going to get on, and they can actually share information together. It's not just us as the coaches, it's about the experiences that others have, particularly in the competitive world. And as I say, the coaching program that I have means I can be back in the UK, I can be here in the US or in Australia, but I'm interacting through videos. Adam can be taking videos of students and sending those to me. I can review those, but also directing people within a trusted group of where they can get information from someone else. Rather than just hearing it from you, you can say, go and spend an afternoon shooting with so-and-so. I know that you're going to have a lot of crossover and experiences happening there. So that's something I've brought into my own coaching business, my online coaching business. How do you find that on the technical side? I know that you have also done some groups as well.
It's priceless. Just getting out in the community and building the sport, that's what it's about. It's great that, from the mental side, to have, Henry's based in the UK, but to have access to him through his online coaching program, and also have the Fennel Shooting School and Shoot with Adam as his, kind of as his partners now in that, to make us all accessible. It just helps grow a community. I didn't get to where I'm at in this sport without a lot of help. I mean, there was a lot of help along the way. Technical, I've worked with Henry now for going on 4 years. It's really been a great deal. But just building that community. Henry has worked with some 4-H groups out here pro bono, which is very nice of him to donate that time. He's done some special clinics for us in there, and I try to do the same thing. I within my website, I had a workout of the week for my students who are wanting to get better, where they could come in and work on specific things that were guided without me there. So it kind of gave them an objective or a purpose when they went out to practice, as we try to get to with all of our students.
And there's the like-minded people as well. There are those that are perhaps the more competitive NSCA shooters, and so you can put them with someone, maybe not even with your interaction. See, what was interesting even just today, I haven't interacted directly yet with that group, and you find the right people that you put together, and that just keep it as a closed group, and they can learn off each other, not just from us. And I think that's such an important value. And some of the clinics that we've done here is just getting other people to come together and bring that community close appropriately. I think I believe in coaching, there's a lot of value in that, and I think there can be a lot of just keeping the coach, the technical coach, and the student one-on-one, whereas actually, as you say, us now working together, work as a team to support a student. With Fennel Shooting School, with Shoot with Adam, it's a team, but it's looking at that community. I know that actually over in South Carolina, this coming up in May at the Fennel Shooting School, we will have a weekend of where my existing students will come in and work with Will and with me as a group. We can have a mini World FITASC tournament there.
Absolutely.
So it's that community side is really important.
Yeah, I try to do community practice sessions about every 2 months. I do a tournament just within my students, so they get more of tournament preparedness, competition management, those kind of things. They get that scorecard pressure without the pressure of there being 300 people here, and that allows them to take a little bit of that pressure off, and then to perform, but learn how that pressure is then affecting their game. So that's really been helpful.
And even at tournaments, would you say that people going along, and if you're squadding together, you're with like-minded people that have taken the same level of seriousness within their game as well, and you can learn?
If you're with like-minded people who are working as hard or trying to get better like you are, or trying to get better at the mental game, or working the technical aspect, it's only going to up your game, because you're all trying to obtain the same goals. If everybody has the same goal in mind, then it's easy to get out there and basically mesh together.
And I think technology nowadays has made this cliched, but the world a smaller space.
Yeah, absolutely.
In that, even if I'm in the UK, I don't travel over now with young family at home. I don't travel here quite as often as I used to. It used to be sort of 20 weeks a year I'd be traveling over here. But now with technologies, that people can be sending me videos of them shooting, and I can then talk to you. You might have a lesson with a student out here at Westside, knowing that I can see that information in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Even looking at people's brainwave activity, I can have that data sitting on my screen in the UK while the person's training here in the US.
Well, one thing when I first started in this game, you had Shooters Page Texas, which everyone knows about, and that really brought people together, because people could get online and they could see where all the tournaments were, but they could see the flyers, but they could also give their feedback or their opinion, what works best for them. And it really built a community around that. Dr. Nadine Nasser used to get on there and basically give shoots a rating, which I personally enjoyed that, because for me, when I was coming up as a target setter and stuff, seeing his opinion then pushed me to want to be better. What did the shooter feel like I was doing wrong? That way I could go back and kind of put a new blend together, per se. Recently I started the Society of Texas Clay Target Shooters, which is a Facebook page. It's got about 300 people on it, and I did that because most people don't go to Shooters page anymore, so I thought that Facebook group could start building that community better and start putting people together, which is a lot of fun, and that's outside of Shoot with Adam and Westside Sporting Grounds, and I don't tell a lot of people that, but I thought the community needed to be built and put together, and shooters have to support shooters. We're a small group in the grand scheme of things, so without these like-minded avenues, we just get lost.
And I think, like with any family, you come together as a group, there are always problems. And I think one of the interesting things with social media that's so prevalent nowadays is actually there can be the negatives behind it as well. That and I think it's assessing and having that good mental filter of what's real out there.
Yep.
You talk about the online pages. It's there's some detrimental information out there, and the groups out there that perhaps aren't positive to the community. So it's defining. I would say in anything you're doing within your training, it's about defining the purpose, bringing you together with like-minded people, communicating, having the support of a technical coach with a mental coach.
Anything we can do together only better involves everyone, which grows the sport. People see the positivity when we're on those social media platforms or wherever we're at, even if we're at the national championship, and we're more worried about pushing our opinion than we are growing the sport, we're getting lost. Everybody continues to say from time to time that the sport isn't growing. Well, instead of pushing that, what can we do as a community to make it grow? If everybody added one person to the sport a year, though that 25-30,000 is now 60. How can we build those avenues to grow this and make it better and make it more positive, where we're not pushing our opinion, we're trying to make a positive impact, and I think that's a big part of it as this thing grows or wants to grow. That's the only way it's going to happen.
I agree. Thanks, Adam.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.